Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about neuropsychological testing and specifically something called the learning effect. Now, what the learning effect is the notion that the more and more you see something, the better your performance is. And you'll see this especially in standardized testing like the ACT and SAT for high school students. And it is where the academic institution or a counselor suggests that a student take the exam more than one time because of the increased familiarity with the material each time you see it can increase performance. Now that can be a real issue in a traumatic brain injury case because, as we've discussed previously, neuropsychological testing is generally the main clinical form of diagnosing traumatic brain injury. So it can be a problem, however, in the litigation part of a TBI. And the reason why I focus on litigation sometimes is because, as the acronym would suggest, it's a traumatic brain injury, which generally means it occurred because of some sort of trauma, which many times involves litigation. So where you need to be, kind of cognizant of this issue is that in a litigation setting, the plaintiff or the injured person will undergo neuropsychological testing and it will be scored. And based upon those scores, certain findings will be made as to the performance in a given area of testing to determine what the cognitive issues or the dysfunction is. So where you need to be aware of this is that when the defense or the insurance company wants that plaintiff to then take the neuropsychological testing again that is done by their expert that they hire, one of the things they'll say is that, oh, well, the person is not brain injured or they're getting better and their problems are going to resolve because on the first test they did very poorly and on the second test they did much better. Really what that's attributable to most of the time is this learning effect. And so it's something to be aware of if you are being represented by an attorney and they're not aware of that. Please make them aware of that in order to assist you more fully because many times the learning effect can be factored in during the deposition of that defense expert to get them to admit that the testing capabilities of the test subject, i.e. the injured party, will be better each time they take it, but not because they're getting better, only because they're more familiar with the material. I sure hope this helps you this morning, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks.